Hi and welcome to the first research roundup. So every Friday I'll be giving you a quick roundup of some of the newest research and advice on how you can use it to improve your mentally healthy journey. You're listening to How to Change Your Life One Step at a Time with me, Katie Woodland. Tune in every week so that you can use tried and tested tips, tricks and hacks to start living the life you want right now. So there's been 3 great pieces of research this week. The first is called Eavesdropping on Happiness Revisited, a pooled, multi-sampled replication between the association between life satisfaction and observed daily conversation, quantity and quality by Millick et al. So back in 2010, a study concluded that excessive small talk, so for example, when you're chatting away about the weather, your outfit choice for the weekend, or what you're eating for dinner, actually made you miserable. Now, being an extremely proud Brit, this was a real hammer blow because, let's be honest, random weather talk is just what we do best. However, we can now all breathe a sigh of relief because a new study, which went further than the previous one, has found this to be complete and utter codswallop. So keep snapping your food pictures, talking to the person next to you about the crazy weather we've been having at the moment, and in general, about anything. So we are social creatures, and so I suggest you get out there, talk rubbish, be social and feel awesome while you're doing it. The second piece of research is called Situation Selection is a particularly effective emotion regulation strategy for people who need help regulating their emotions by Webb et al. So the situation selection strategy is simply allowing yourself to actively choose to stay away from people who bring you down and instead move towards people who make you feel warm, fuzzy and bubbly inside. While yes, this does sound like common sense, but there is an overwhelming amount of evidence showing we very rarely opt to spend our time in situations we feel good about if there is something we feel we need to do, or most often if we feel guilty about avoiding someone. Now look, I'm not saying you cut out your friend or family member who is extremely negative, because you may be the one person who's keeping them from tumbling down the mental illness black hole. But make sure you're also planning in time to raise your energy, increase your mental resilience and make you laugh so that you don't end up tumbling down the black hole too. And before you start, this isn't selfish. The more time you dedicate to making yourself feel awesome, the more energy you have to support somebody else who is struggling. Now, as a psychologist, planning in time for fun and laughter is something I take very seriously. And one of the things I make sure I do every single day, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't be able to help those who I'm treating. So the third piece of research is called High Working Memory Capacity Favours the Use of Finger Counting in 6-year-old Children, and it's by Justine Dupont-Bomy. So throughout my life, I've been plagued by the inability to count effectively in my head. As a child, using hands to aid in simple arithmetic calculations was looked on sideways but never really encouraged, and as I went through secondary school, trying very unsuccessfully to hide the fact I needed to use my fingers left me feeling ashamed, dejected and resenting maths, so much so that it was the one subject I quit as soon as I could. As I got older though, I decided I would no longer be ashamed of developing a method which enabled me to successfully navigate the quite complicated world of numbers and can be spotted by using my fingers quite proudly in the supermarket. So I have to say I was absolutely delighted to read this piece of research which suggests my working memory is not rubbish. It may actually be better than people who don't use their fingers to count. But how does this help you on your mentally healthy journey? Well, quite simply, if you're a finger counter, don't hide it anymore. Shed the feelings of shame and you will instantly feel lighter. Also, if anyone says anything or looks at you sideways, you can very confidently say to them, yes, I'm counting on my fingers because it's been scientifically proven my working memory capacity will be superior to yours. Trust me, you will be grinning from ear to ear as you walk away after that very eloquent put down. Now, if you're ready to take your happiness levels up a notch over the next 7 days, have a go at chatting utter nonsense to a stranger. Avoid that person who always brings you down, or if you really do have to go, make sure you plan in something super fun and luxurious for yourself afterwards. And finally, have a go at counting on your fingers somewhere public with a lion-sized dollop of pride in your heart and a Cheshire cat-like grin on your face. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you can catch up on all the other weekly items designed to drip feed you the best of the best so that you can take your mentally healthy journey to a whole other level. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you again here next week for another research roundup.